The Godfather is an amazing story. It's emotionally impactful. It's got wonderful one-liners, incredible performances, but none of that is possible without wonderful writing. So how was it written? What is the literary structure of the piece? What is the literary framework? That is what we'll be exploring in this video. Let's try to extract what's great about it so that we can try to use it in our own writing. And if you're not a writer, then just for your own appreciation. Hello, I'm Paulo Fabregas, a comic book artist and author. Please try to catch my series of comic books on Amazon. This is my comic book about the Battle of Lepanto, an exciting moment in history that nobody talks about, so please check it out. Now, back to the video. Everybody loves The Godfather, but what is it about? What is the author's main thesis statement? The American dream is only accessible to the corrupt. The American dream is only accessible to the corrupt. That's what the opening monologue is all about. The opening line of The Godfather is, I believe in America. Bonacera tries to get justice for his abused daughter through the courts, but fails. So he goes to Don Corleone for justice. He must become corrupt to get it. The movie is set right after World War II, at the time when the US has just emerged as a superpower. But it is written in the late 60s and 70s, a time of great turmoil in the US. So you can see how this thesis statement is a product of its time. It explores this theme through the Corleone crime family. Through them, we see the Sicilian becoming more American. We see the personal becoming colder and more business-like. And because business is always a mix of the business and the personal, you can make people offers they can't refuse. The story focuses on Michael Corleone's becoming the Godfather. So what is the Godfather? In a Catholic sense, you're supposed to look out for the spiritual welfare of your godchildren. You're supposed to guide them on how to get to heaven. In a mob sense, it's watching out for the well-being of your friends and doing whatever it takes to protect them, which makes you a hypocrite at times, and more on that later. A godfather is measured by how he's able to navigate the business versus the personal. Don Vito is the old world mob boss. He's corrupt, but he's not that corrupt. There are limits to his corruption, namely drugs. He sees that this is going to ruin American society. And even though he's a corrupt man, he still believes in America. He wants Michael to achieve the American dream. He is more personal than business. Bonacera offers to pay Don Vito for justice, but all Don Vito wants is friendship. If you are my friend, these people will be suffering this very day. I'll stop. Don Vito can navigate the business and the personal perfectly. He can enter the beautiful personal Sicilian wedding of his daughter, dance with his daughter, then do his evil, terrible, dark business in the office. A nice personal event enabled by the corruption of the business. He is advised by Tom Hagen, his adopted American son. He is the consigliere. Consigliere? I don't know. Is there a G there? He represents the American way of doing business and helps balance out the Don. His battle cry is always, it's not personal, Sonny, it's just business. Sonny takes things too personally. He's all emotion. He's appetite. He likes his sex. He likes his violence. He wants revenge for his father's assassination, and he says that the business is going to have to take a hit. A powerful character, but his lack of self-control makes him predictable and leads to his destruction. In the words of Don Vito, Sonny was, God rest his soul, not a good Don. And Fredo's overall characteristic is that he's weak. When you're weak, you can't stand up for yourself. You let yourself get beat up by Mo Green, and therefore you can't stand up for your family. All of these characters serve as foils for Michael. Michael, at the beginning of the film, is a war hero, Ivy League graduate. Don Vito wants him to be a senator or a governor, a pezzo navante, a big shot. He wants the American dream for Michael. Michael is dating an American girl, Kay. Michael has disassociated himself from his family. There's dark violence in my family, Kay, but that's my family, Kay. That's not me. And it's this more American-like mindset that makes him the perfect Don for the new America. So if I had to put them on a scale, it would look like this. You'd have Sonny taking things too personally, the Don leaning towards the personal, Tom Hagen not at all personal, and he's just all business. Michael leaning towards the business, and Fredo is not on the scale at all. So what makes Michael fall into the business? Corruption in America. Don Vito stands in the way of Sollozzo's push for drugs. So for the drug business, Don Vito has to go. It's nothing personal, it's just business. That's the whole conflict between Sonny and Tom. Sonny wants revenge and all-out war. Tom wants to negotiate and see a compromise for the business. It's Michael that sees both the personal and the business. Sollozzo is going to come after Don Vito no matter what. It's Michael who comes up with a plan to eliminate Sollozzo and his crooked cop captain. We kill them and then at the same time release stories about how corrupt McCluskey is. He has the balance of the personal and the business. And that's what makes him a tragic character that we all understand. He gets into the business because he loves his father. Getting into the business is an offer he can't refuse. Then the question comes, what kind of godfather will Michael be? Will he be an old world Don like Vito, being able to navigate the business and the personal with ease, or a new American Don? The question is symbolized through his wives. Apollonia is all of the good things of old Sicily, the tradition, the religion, the values. He falls in love with it. He learns Italian, and all of this wonderful personal imagery is contrasted with the corrupt business imagery of the war at home and Sonny's downfall. And the corruption of America destroys the old way of being a Don through a traitor. America is too corrupt for an old-style godfather like Vito Corleone. No, Michael will be a more ruthless kind of American criminal. So he marries Kay. If Apollonia represented Italian tradition, Kay symbolizes America, and Michael has difficulty negotiating the personal and the business with Kay. She questions, she prods, she pushes. She's unhappy when he can't make any of these, dates with her. So in contrast to the Don's wife, whose main message is always, don't get involved or don't ask questions. For the Don's wife, there's no huge conflict with the personal and the family and the business and the crime, unlike with Kay. Becoming the Godfather. So Michael decides to become the Godfather as a mob boss and also to Connie's kid. But he is a new Americanized Godfather. And to be a Godfather in the movie is to be a hypocrite. You say one thing, but you do another thing. So you have the baptism of Connie's kid. You're cleansing a soul of original sin while simultaneously Michael's soul is getting darker. He doesn't reject Satan. He doesn't reject his works. He is the Godfather. He is a hypocrite. At the death of the Don, he kills the heads of the 5 families. He kills Tessio, a traitor, and showing his ability to navigate the business with the personal, but leaning towards the business end of things, he kills his brother-in-law, Carlo, Connie's husband, whose child he has just become godfather of for the killing of Sonny. It's a life for a life, but it's also your brother-in-law. It's something that Vito wouldn't do, as Connie states. You had to wait for dad to die to do this. Kay symbolizes the innocent American ideal. She still believes in America. She is, in fact, America. And America is married to this corruption and this evil. And the final image of Kay looking in at the office of Michael with everybody kissing his hand is the final message of the Godfather. America, this is what you are married to. You are tied to this forever. Kay is naive. America is naive to think that you are not married to this kind of corruption and violence. And while in the opening scene, we see Vito Corleone navigating both the personal and the business, here we see America, his wife, the personal being shut out from the business. The business is now being hidden from the personal. This is what's happening behind closed doors. The hypocrisy and the crime is being hidden in America. The American dream does exist, but only for those who are corrupt. Only they can pull all the strings. Epilogue. Leave the gun, take the cannoli. It's not just some cute line. It's emblematic of the theme of corruption in America and the navigation between the business and the personal. Clemenza leaves his wife like he's an ordinary office worker. The wife looks almost proud as he leaves and reminds him to take the cannoli. And then Paulie is his driver, and he doesn't realize that this is going to be his last ride. As they pull up to the assassination spot, you see Lady Liberty in the background. Lady Liberty's back is facing us. This is the corruption that's going on in America. Then we hear 3 shots. Leave the gun is the business. Take the cannoli is the personal. That's why even if this scene doesn't contain any of the main characters, the scene could have been done through dialogue. It remains because it still supports the main thesis of the film, and all of the themes are present. The business and the personal, the crime and the family, the corruption in America. There ends my analysis of The Godfather. I hope you found this interesting. I know I skipped over a lot of different parts because what's the point of having an analysis that's just as long as the film? Just watch the movie. Thank you for listening. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. And please comment. I do like to interact with you guys in the comments section.